Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike, and I got a review for you from Image Comics. This is Plush, issue number 1. It is written by Doug Wagner, art by Daniel Hillyard, colors by Rico, Renzi, and letters by Ed Dukeshire. I love this creative team. It's the same creative team behind Vinyl and Plastic, and this is their new book. It's basically Cannibalistic Furries is the synopsis behind the book. Before I get started, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. You never know when I'm going to drop some reviews, but let's get into the review. So it starts out in Charlotte, West Virginia with two characters, our main character being Devin and then Levy, and they're basically explaining how Devin is like in love with this girl. He was going to ask this girl, later on we meet Whitney, but hand in marriage, and basically like she cheated on him kind of thing, and it didn't go as planned. His friend in the furry costume is asking him, like, or telling him he needs to like get out and release and have some fun. And he basically gives him a costume which he titles a fursuit, and it's like a bird costume, hence the the blue fur on the back. There we go. Later on, they go out to some bar, and he gives him like a buttery nipple that's supposed to be like extra strong or something like that. And Devin complains about the fur costume is chafing and this and that, and the other guy mentions it's the life of, somebody that goes out in the furry costumes. But he does get taken to a party, which he mentions that, his friend isn't going to leave him alone, and sure enough, he's all by himself at a fur, party. But basically, the alcohol does not sit well with him. He goes outside in the alley to barf it all up, and we do see like our first kind of iteration of the cannibalistic in the background. But basically, he's out here throwing up. He kind of looks over and hears the ding ding of a bell, and he sees something. We do get a name, Keebs. This guy right here mentions the name Keebs. But we do get to see the I don't know what you call it, what's going on, but it's three furries, and they're eating what looks like a person. I think it's kind of funny because some of their costumes actually have blood on the mouths. Like if you look at her wolf costume, there's blood up here around the mouth and everything. This guy's screaming to the other guy that it's not exactly what it looks like, that it's not as bad. But our guy Devin, he runs off back out to the alley. We see that the like guppy girl is like following him, but Devin runs out and he ends up running into a cop, which he's like, oh yes man, something's going on. And it turns out to be a cop that he's not a big fan of. It's this guy named Meredith. But basically he gets taken back to the station. The guy Meredith did hear some things before he was taken in, something about cannibalistic furries. We meet Sheriff Brotman, and we find out that this is the father of little Whitney, the girl that cheated on her dude Devin. And basically it's this conversation about how Devin his family is a lot more like respectable and has a lot of money and stuff like that. The sheriff running for office wants his vote and his family's vote, and basically he's trying to arrange like his daughter and this dude to be married. Even though he screams that, like, hey man, she cheated on me, and then come to find out with this other cop, Meredith is the guy that she cheated on with. And basically it's a proposition that the cop sets up with Devin, and basically he's going to marry the daughter or he's going to live in prison. He's holding him in an evidence room, stating that there's all these like pedophile and rape like crimes that have gone unsolved, and he's going to pin him on Devin if he doesn't agree to murder his daughter. They basically lock him up for the night, hoping that he'll change his mind because he doesn't agree to marry the guy's daughter. And eventually what happens is, like, the cop goes into a briefing, tells all the other cops that Devin is to be left alone. He mentions this guy Carmelo over here, that he's like responsible for Devin while he's locked up. As soon as the sheriff leaves, all the deputies and everything handcuff and gag Carmelo. He's supposed to be like the only good cop that works there. And basically, they got this plot and plan to make it look like Devin's went for this guy's gun and they're gonna shoot him while he's locked up. They do show like Devin kind of contemplating like whether he should marry this girl even though she cheated on him and stuff like that. He's like, well, I could live my life with this girl that doesn't love me, is gonna keep on cheating on me, or get raped for the rest of my life in jail. He hears a ding ding at the door, and then sure enough, it's that furry guppy, and she has followed him. And he starts freaking out because he thought he had been like roofied or something like that. And that's basically with him coming to terms that he really did see what he saw. And that's where the book leaves us off, with a page of fur. They do show us like a preview to the next issue, but nothing really, But you talk about a good read, man. I love the setup, everything that's going on. It's like three major plots, kind of intertwined. I thought it was really good. Let me know down below what you thought about it, and what were your original thoughts of Plush. Very unique and very different. But hey, that's my review. I got a couple more coming. I will let y'all go. Blah.